It is football night in Riverside. We're back at Ramona High School for the second round of the CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championships in Division 11, a quarterfinal matchup between the Rams of Ramona and the Falcons of Palmdale. Ghazal Hassan back with you. Jeff Gorb's here as well. And Jeff, Ken Mashinsky's where he always is. He got the first round win in the playoffs, trying to make it back to the semifinals for the first time since 2019. Great performance last week against San Gorgonio.
Well, I don't know if we're going to see 70 today, but if they play a complete football game like they did last week, offensively and defensively, that secondary really took care of business, but the offense was flawless.
All right, going to the Falcons of Palmdale. They've made the playoffs every year since 2001, Jeff. They've had 11 appearances in the semifinals. In fact, the last 3 years that there have been a semifinal, they've been in all of them. They're trying to make it 4 in a row. They're going to try to spread the field on offense and stretch this Ramona defense.
Well, I'll tell you what, they are big, they're strong, and they play a huge schedule against great teams. This is not going to be a walkover. This is going to be an evenly matched ball game.
Yeah, a couple of neighborhood schools clashing in the CIF Division 11 quarterfinals. CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championships coming up on Riverside TV. Welcome back. CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championships Division 11 quarterfinal between Palmdale and Ramona. Teeing it up is Brandon Valdivia. He'll kick away to Jake Valenzuela and Peter Mesa, as Ramona will start with the ball first. The winner gets the winner of Linfield Christian and Quartz Hill. Palmdale comes in 7-4. They are a 3-way tie for first place in the Golden League under their second-year head coach, Anthony Coleman. A little pooch kick. It's loose.
I'm not too sure.
Palmdale had a shot at it, but it looked like Brandon Ruiz recovered it. And Ruiz comes up with it. And we were told before the game that Ruiz was hurt and wasn't going to play. There's the offense for Ramona. They racked up 70 points last week. The big left tackle, Aaron Diaz, Jeff, has been the anchor on that offensive line.
Yeah, he has been phenomenal all season long. This team, you couldn't ask for a Ramona team that has played any better than they did last week.
70-13 over San Gorgonio. Most they'd scored since, I think it was 1988. They put up 68 on Don Lugo.
I was there. I was at the school then. I'm sure I saw the game.
From midfield, 1st and 10, Jeremiah Acosta. Here's the give right up the middle. Sincere Tolbert, and he'll be tackled. On the defensive side, Nigel Williams makes the tackle for Palmdale. 2-yard pickup on the play. Tolbert had 220 yards last week in that romp over San G. Second down coming up.
Best game we've seen Sincere Tolbert play in his career so far here at Ramona High School.
4-man front for Palmdale. They will load the box. Quick throw from Acosta to the outside. They'll find Valenzuela, and that'll be an interesting matchup to look at. Javid Thompson, the junior cornerback, and Valenzuela will be matched up all night. I was talking to Anthony Coleman, the head coach for Palmdale, before the game, and he runs their offense, but he said defensively, that's our big guy in the defensive backfield. Javid Thompson is their top cover corner, 3rd down.
Just a little bit too much on that ball. A little high, but let's see if Acosta can get out of that pocket and make something happen here.
4 receivers in the formation. Here comes pressure looking down the middle. He's looking for Valenzuela, looking for Bracamonte. Bracamonte on the other side, covered by Brandon Robinson, and 4th down coming up. So it looks like it'll be a 3-and-out for Ramona.
But Ramona really testing the secondary here early on this Palmdale team. A lot of speed with this Palmdale team, and a lot of size for the Falcons as well up front.
So punting today for Ramona is Kellen McAllister. McAllister, if you remember, started the year as the place kicker, but because of the injury to Brandon Ruiz, I guess he played on special teams unable to punt, and McAllister will be the punter. Back deep to receive is Anthony Cacao. Cacao's a big-time playmaker, and the ball will be downed inside the 10 at about the 6-yard line. So a 41-yard kick, no return, and Palmdale will need to navigate 94 yards to the end zone. Here's the offense. Joseph Mason at quarterback. No, that's James Mason. Sorry. Joseph Mason at quarterback. Clifton Chalk, really a wide receiver, but they pushed him to running back. Watch Mark Edwards. He's a multidimensional guy, and the offensive line for Palmdale is quite formidable. Actually, Daniel Alvarado is the center. They had to bump him out to guard because of some injuries. So a quick 3-and-out. Nice job by the Palmdale defense, and now they'll try their hand at the offense. Mason with the shotgun snap. Here's the toss to Chalk. And Chalk up over the 10-yard line will bull forward very close to a first down. Gets all the way up to about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, Chalk, a big back. A lot like we saw last week at San G, but able to get the first down here of the ball game.
Nice toss to the outside. And a good block, pinning a nice job on the pin block there. Clearing that space was Daniel Alvarado, the senior. 1st and 10, line the 15. So it'll be a little bit different experience, Jeff, than against San Gorgonio. A little more size up front for the Falcons of Palmdale. Option, Mason. And Mena makes the play. He'll knock him back for about a 5-yard loss. And how good has Louis Mena been, Jeff? He's just a sophomore.
The last 2 weeks, he has got those shoestring tackles a couple times. We saw last week he used just his shoulder to take a guy down. If Ramona can really capitalize on their fundamentals, as we see here, they are going to be formidable. The defense has been really stepping up for the Rams the last couple weeks for sure.
Yeah, Mena, you got him for 2 more years if you're the Rams. And 2nd and 15. 4-man front for Ramona. Looks like Taven Mesa flinched. They'll toss to Chalk. Chalk looking for the edge. He'll get back up over the original line of scrimmage. Let's see where they mark him. They'll mark him up near the 19-yard line. So gets back 9 yards, does Chalk, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Already 1 first down for Palmdale. Can they convert here on this 3rd down? Man coverage on the outside. Now they'll go empty. Mason throwing it to the outside. Mendoza on the coverage. Incomplete. Intended receiver on the play is Chris Conley Wimberly, who they're just kind of reintegrating in as you see him, big number 17, going off on the sideline. Big, tall, wide receiver. Green, wearing number 17 in green, reminiscent of Harold Carmichael. Remember the old Philadelphia Eagle?
Yes.
4th down coming up. Valdivia out to punt. The run-up punt, a little bit different. Mendoza will call for the fair catch, and he'll fumble the football. Ball loose on the turf. I believe Palmdale has it. They're unstacking the pile.
We'll stay with Ramona.
Ramona was able to cover it up. We'll take another look at it. Only about a 28-yard kick. They had a shot at it, but Ramona was able to pick it up, and they'll start in Palmdale territory. So kind of exchange first quarter drives, and now Ramona has it in favorable field position. The offense rolled up 70 points last week, Jeff. And, defense helped out a little bit. There were 2 defensive touchdowns and 1 special teams touchdown, but the offense was fairly formidable. From the 47, a first down run. Tolbert breaks 1 tackle, trying to get outside. Gets to another arm tackle, and all the way up to about the 41-yard line. So 6 yards on the play. Nice effort there by Sincere Tolbert. 2nd carry of the game. 2nd and 4 coming up.
Great to see Sincere kind of figure it out here later on in the year. Early in the year, remember, he would turn his back and really kind of stop. Now he's using that spin move.
Nice seal block there by Joel Nunez for Ramona. And trying to make the tackle on the outside there was Thompson. Almost had him, but a 5-yard pickup makes it 2nd and 5. Play action. Acosta looking to the outside. He's got Valenzuela matched up on Thompson, and incomplete 3rd down. Last week, 566 yards, Jeff. 227 through the air, 339 on the ground. They ran 47 plays, averaged nearly 12 yards a rush, largely because of Sincere Tolbert, who had 220 yards on 19 carries.
And Acosta had, I believe, over 100 yards as well, didn't he, on the ground?
Acosta, officially they had him for 88 yards on 5 carries and a touchdown.
That's
still pretty impressive.
Great week.
Close to 100 yards. 4 receivers in the formation on 3rd down. Here comes the blitz. Stepping up is Acosta. He's looking for it all. He's got Valenzuela down the field. Touchdown, Rams. 47-yard hookup. Jeremiah Acosta to Jake Valenzuela. Come on, let's go.
And you watched, Acosta knew exactly what he was doing. He took that step back with confidence and just aired it out, and it was a foot race. And we knew Jake Valenzuela is that guy who's been there all season long for the Rams. Big-time connection from the 2 big-time players from the Rams.
And that's the funny thing. I kind of thought that was a broken play because normally Acosta's so good with his feet, but you're right, the extra drop gave Jake Valenzuela some extra time to get open, one-on-one coverage down the field. First completion of the game for 47 yards and the touchdown.
And remember last week, Ramona was testing Sanji. They didn't connect right away early, and they finally figured it out. I mean, if you can get a home run here and there, just like this play, like I said, he knew exactly where he was going. Just that extra little step back there for the big-time throw. Here it is one more time.
And that's their best cover corner. So that's a great matchup. We'll watch how that develops as the game progresses. And your good friend, Jose Martinez, Jeff, he's now 11 for his last 11 on PATs.
Hey, he was a perfect 10 for 10 last game. I was telling everybody I could. I was shouting out to the world. 10 for 10. That's a hard thing. That's tougher than shooting 10 free throws in a row, I bet. You and I need to go out, shoot 10 free throws, and then go out and try to kick
10 extra points.
You want to try it? We'll do it. We'll give it a shot tomorrow.
Nobody's trying to knock you over when you're shooting the free throw.
No. I think we should go out and do it. We'll do it tomorrow morning for the big RCC game.
How about we have Jose Martinez shoot free throws as well? He's probably pretty good at it.
Yeah, we'll figure out who is the true. I think I might win that one. I don't know. I don't have a shoulder anymore. You might be able to shoot free throws though.
I have to practice a little bit, but I used to be a pretty good free throw shooter. Not as good as you. I didn't get to the line as much as you.
I complained to get to the line a lot, though.
Martinez. Cacao from the 1-yard line. Cacao up to the 20-yard line, weaving, and he'll get a hit. First man to him for Ramona was Angel Barrios. They'll start from the 25-yard line. So 7-0 Rams, a 47-yard pass from Jeremiah Acosta to Jake Valenzuela at 9:15 of the first quarter. And the Rams trying to get back to the semifinals. They went there in 2019 when they reached the Division 13 final. Palmdale, Jeff, we mentioned in the open, they've been to 3 straight semifinals.
It's crazy.
D8, D10, D10, and since 2001. They made the playoffs every year, and they've gone to the semifinals 11 times. They've been to the CIF final twice. They've lost both times, 2003 and 2007. 1st and 10 from the 25. Mason looking. He'll fling it over the middle. He's got a man, but it's incomplete. Intended for Benjamin Cisneros. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Look at Mason's numbers. Completes 57% of his passes, has 10 touchdowns, but also averages 5.5 yards a catch. He's the leading rusher on the team. Threw for 121 yards and a touchdown last week. Also ran for a touchdown, and he's just that double threat guy. And I was talking with Anthony Coleman, the head coach of Lawndale, before the game. We said, "You guys do a lot of RPO." He's like, "We do some, but we really want to spread the field and get the ball in the hands of our playmakers."
A lot like Jeremy Acosta.
Second down and 10. Mason the toss. That was a Ken Batdorf play. We had Ken Batdorf here earlier, but the running back slips down after about a 2-yard loss. I think that's James Linares.
We have
Can't
a score.
quite see the number, if that's 6 or if that's 5.
We have an updated score as Poly takes the lead 7-0 in Division 11 football. The other end of the bracket of this one.
Against Patriots. Chris Fowler and Jerron Gilbert matching wits out there at Rubidoux High. 3rd and 12 coming up for Palmdale.
I'm kind of praying for a Poly Ramona final, even though I love Coach Fowler.
Third down. Mason in trouble, gets away, and he completes the ball. Or did he? He didn't complete it. Incomplete. Intended receiver was Chalk on the play. 4th down coming up.
Did you see Peter Mason jump out of nowhere?
Yeah. Hey, that's hot. That's Jeff
Look at
Gormox.
this. Look at this. This is pretty impressive.
That's you back when you were playing for Riverside.
Yes, watch. Look at that. Dang near jumped over him.
It's like a Reggie Bush hurdle. So let's see. Chalk makes the catch, but he's out of bounds. That's the ruling.
And Mason almost got jumped over.
So good field position again for Ramona. Royce Mendoza standing on that Ram Visage at midfield. Valdivia, that's a good kick. Bounces at the 45. He'll take a Palmdale bounce and roll down at about the 43-yard line. So a 32-yard kick, no return. Actually, a 34-yard kick, no return. And 1st and 10, Ramona from the Ramona 43-yard line. 7-0 lead here. You mentioned it earlier, Jeff. The winner today gets the winner of Quartz Hill Linfield Christian. So it could be an inter-regional matchup or intra-regional matchup. Obviously, Quartz Hill and Palmdale both in that Golden League. And it's a tough league.
Yeah, but you can't ever count out Deshaun Burns.
That's right.
Great coach over at the Linfield Christian. They have ducks on that campus. They have little ponds and ducks. Beautiful campus in Temecula.
Tolbert running to the left side. They got some receivers blocking downfield and gets up over midfield, close to a 1st down. They're going to give him the 1st down all the way to the 46-yard line. So a 12-yard pickup on the play for Tolbert, picking up right where he left off.
And the Falcons, they're so worried about the secondary. There's a huge hole right off that left tackle.
Well, this front 7 is pretty good for Palmdale, which means that the offensive line for Ramona picking up right where they left off last week, getting some pretty good push. Good push there again. Acosta, though, little bootleg running to the outside. Good downfield block. He'll get inside the 40-yard line. Tackle on the play made by Shahab Muhammad. He's the leading tackler last week for Palmdale and one of the standout players that Anthony Coleman pointed out to me, making a nice sideline-to-sideline play.
Watch this run, though, by the young quarterback here. Watch. He looks like he's going out of bounds, and then he just says, I'm going to go get 3 extra more yards because they thought he was running out of bounds. You got to make a tackle.
So picks up 6 to the 40. 2nd down for Ramona. They already lead this one 7-0 here in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us. CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championships on Riverside TV. Acosta, the quick throw. Valenzuela on the slant. And down he goes at the 26-yard line. Tackle on the play made by Brandon Robinson. So a 1st down for Ramona.
Great route running and great field awareness from the great Jeremiah Acosta.
14-yard gain. And he seems to be getting more and more confident with each passing week. And again, the offensive line doing a good job. In that case, just a quick throw. He saw Valenzuela break open quickly. And Robinson with the tackle. Had 4 tackles last week in the game against Bellflower. He's just a sophomore. From the 25, it's a 1st and 10. Acosta with time. He'll look to the outside. And he caught it. Touchdown Valenzuela. The flag comes in, but it will not matter. Jake Valenzuela to pay dirt yet again. 13-0 Ramona.
He took his head off, and he still was able to catch the football. What a great play there from the baseball player, football star.
Well, both guys play baseball.
They are baseball guys, aren't they?
Acosta with another touchdown pass. He had 3 last week, so he's stepping it up in the playoffs. The officials, Mike Williams, our umpire, Mike Williams, our referee, Jimmy Hamilton, the umpire, having a conversation there. DeAndre Lucius is the head linesman. William Reeves, the line judge. Peter Howe, the back judge, and a touchdown officially for the Rams. The Rams, Jeff, just following that same formula from last week. A little bit of Tolbert, a little bit of Valenzuela. And I think that game against Norte Vista, when Norte Vista shut down Jake Valenzuela, they've really, the last 2 weeks, have made a concerted effort to get the ball in his hands early.
Well, the problem was playing against Norte Vista is they kept Acosta in that little pocket. He wasn't able to get that freedom and space and time to find Valenzuela. And I tell you, it was just a great defensive effort by the Braves in that ball game.
Let's see what Mike Williams has to say for us. He's going to go over and talk to Ken Mashinsky. Ken, 7th-year head coach.
I was going through thinking about all the great coaches that have been here at Ramona. There's been some great ones. Don Markham, Orr Stekovich.
Myron Miller, right?
Myron Miller. Those are the top 3 coaches I can think of in my tenure here in Riverside. But I think Coach Mashinsky has really dialed in and got the most of his talents every single season. I think he's the best coach Ramona's ever had.
12 for 12, 2 for 2 today. Jose Martinez nails the PAT. Let's get another look at that touchdown. And again, all starts up front. Thus far, here in the first quarter, the Ramona offensive line doing the job, and Valenzuela reels it in as he's going down. You see the flag come in, but no matter, the Rams will take the touchdown, and they're up 14-0. We have an update from Rubidoux, Jeff?
We do. The the Warriors. The Warriors
have the Patriots. It's okay.
It's the Patriots.
That really upset Chris Fowler. Chris Fowler's a big Cowboys fan.
Is he really?
So it'd be upset him if you call him the Patriots.
But yeah, they've tied it up versus Riverside Poly at 7 apiece.
Celebration penalty assessed. Oh no, it's a penalty assessed to Palmdale.
I believe it for the would have been a pass interference.
Well, if they declined the penalty, it got to be a personal foul.
Maybe a face mask because he did.
Oh,
maybe. We can all speculate, or we can rewind it later on tomorrow and figure it out.
It'll be a touchback. Palmdale played a really interesting game last week. They beat Bellflower 40-30. It was a home game for them. Bellflower went for 2 every single time. They made 4 of the 2-point conversions. The Falcons stopped them with 1:06 left, and it was 40-38, and that they were able to run out the clock the rest of the way, and they won it by 2. They won the game by a 2-point conversion, which I know for a Ramona stand kind of sticks in your craw a little bit, because in 2019 against Esperanza, it was in that far corner of the end zone where Dante Roby got stopped on a 2-point conversion attempt that would have tied the game at 42. Esperanza ended up winning the D13 title 42-40. 1st and 10 from the 20 for Palmdale. Here's Chalk, and Luis Mena gets there first, and then finally making the tackle, Iloni Olawuyi makes the tackle in the backfield, lost back to the 17-yard line. We mentioned Chalk is actually a wide receiver pressed into duty at running back because of some personnel issues, but pretty good athlete, plays on both sides of the ball, plays defense as well. A senior. Was the leading tackler for the defense last year, as a matter of fact, but splitting time with offense and defense. 2nd down. Mason rolling. Mason throwing it across to Kakao, and nice tackle made on the play by Olawuyi. Olawuyi right on top of the play. Kakao is a big threat. He's one of the playmakers, and only about a 4-yard pickup on the play.
Olawe, I'll tell you what, watching him on that play, he really telegraphed that ball and was able to get there quickly. Watched his head the entire time as he tries to traverse back over to the other side of the field.
I just think that was coverage. I think he just saw
great
that he was open.
Yes, that's just great. I mean,
and the coverage downfield is good, and then Olawuyi, he identifies the receiver right away. There's a player down. I believe it's a player for Palmdale down on the far side of the field. Here comes the sports medicine staff.
Might be the quarterback.
Joseph Mason, the quarterback for Palmdale, junior. Played a little bit last year, had a very good year this year, dual threat player, leading rusher and passer for the Falcons. Falcons finished 6-1 in the Golden League. They were in a 3-way tie for first place with Quartz Hill. And with Highland. The Falcons beat Quartz Hill and lost in kind of convincing fashion. Highland really kind of put it on them a little bit.
Here's the replay.
Oh, it's helmet to helmet. Ooh, that's not good. Angel Torres comes in, and you just hope it's not any kind of concussion type of situation. So Mason walking off under his own power, always good to see.
All I want to know is Ken Mashinsky about a minute and a half ago was wearing shorts. Now he's wearing sweatpants.
Wardrobe changes.
How do you do that so fast?
It's like he's hosting an award show.
I mean, what else is he going to wear now? He's got a tuxedo somewhere? He was wearing some shorts.
Well, Mrs. Mashinsky's always very well dressed. I mean, they probably, they say birds of a feather, right?
She was probably worried that, he was getting chilly. Probably said, put on some sweatpants there.
So the backup quarterback, Jeff, for Palmdale is Buck Horn. He's a senior. He got into the game, actually ran for a touchdown. And when they go to that Maryland I, he's the quarterback that usually gets in there. And now they'll go to that Maryland I. The toss to Chalk right up the middle. He's got a little space. Breaks one tackle and leans forward to about the 29-yard line. Very close to a first down. They're going to mark him just short of it. So Chalk gets about 9 yards on the play.
You know who used to run the I? Exclusively was our guy Dan Barlage used to run a lot of the I.
So instead, Chalk, they'll give him the extra yard. He'll have the first down. Nice job. Nice second effort there by Clifton Chalk. So Chris Conley-Wimberly split out to the far side. Turn and give to the fullback. Breaks one tackle. That's Mark Edward Jr. over the right side up to about the 34-yard line. So Edwards brings up 2nd and 6. And he's a two-way guy, plays on defense, kind of a tough inside runner. Another guy who's missed some time this year with injury. And that's what Anthony Coleman was talking about. He said, we're playing a lot of guys both ways. We had to shuffle a little bit. We've had some guys in and out. Couple of injury situations, couple of eligibility situations with guys be transferring in. 2nd and 8, the toss to Chalk. And Chalk runs right into Barrios' hands. So maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
That was a big second down right there.
They'll bring up 3rd down.
No, they didn't. They said he was right back. Didn't lose anything.
Angel Barrios has really emerged this year as a senior. Didn't play over the summer. Was a soccer player, and I think he was working over the summer. But once he decided to come back out, once he rounded into shape, he's been really effective for Ken Mashinsky and Gabe Guzman, the defensive coordinator for Ramona. 3rd down coming up. Mason back in. Good to see that. Movement up front. Let's see who moved first.
They're going to call this against the Falcons, I believe. Yes, they are.
Second penalty on Palmdale. They'll back it up 5 yards. 3rd down and 12 now from the 28. They need to get to the 40-yard line, do the Falcons. They trail 14-0 here. We're under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Cisnero split out to the far side. Right next to him is Cacao. The third man in that trips is Zaragoza Efron. Mason to throw. Here comes pressure. And down goes Mason. Peter Mesa making the play.
Well, how good has Peter Mesa been in the playoffs the last couple of years for this Rams team?
Yeah, he's been very good. So they're going to rule that a forward pass. They will rule that a forward pass. So Mesa comes in. Mason gets his arm free, and the arm is going forward. Good call. And here comes the punt.
Rams are going to get another good field position here.
So the Ramona defense, Jeff, picking up right where it left off last week. And, you know, we were all wooing and wowing about the 70 points, and we got to the pep rally. You know, John Rice, who knows a thing or two about defense, says, no, Ramona played very good defense against San Gorgonio. Short hop on the snap, and the punt is away. It'll bounce into the 42-yard line. So a 36-yard kick, no return, and Ramona will start at their own 42. 3:08 to play first quarter. Ramona already up 14-0. Ghazal Hassan with you. Jeff Gorham, thanks for joining us on the playoff coverage. Poly playing Patriot Crosstown. And Jeff, you're involved with this.
I'm involved with the Festival of Lights. I think it's next Saturday.
Yeah.
Next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Pep Fernandez and I will be down hosting our version on the Riverside TV channel. Can't wait to cover it.
Sincere Tolbert runs through a couple of tackles, and he's got some space. Tolbert, it's a foot race. Tolbert all the way down inside the 15, making the tackle for Palmdale, Javid Thompson. So they'll move him, they'll go to the 15, so a 43-yard pickup, but there's a flag on the play.
I think it's going to go against Ram High.
All coming back.
It'll be a hold. Yes, the Festival of Lights is not going to be the day after Thanksgiving this year. It is going to be a week.
Was right there on somebody was holding cacao.
It's going to be a week earlier than normal, so make sure you check us out or come on down and
turn your clocks back. No, we already did that.
Did we do that? Oh, yeah, that's right. We did this past week. But yes, come on out. It is next Saturday, not the following. So a little earlier this year, so more time for people to get out and eat those. What are they? The roasted nuts and all the accoutrement of the holiday. There's an ice rink back. You want to go ice skating, Ghazal? You and I?
I mean, not with you,
Randy. You could be like we could be like Randy and Ty Babylonia.
So the ball moved back to the 43. They actually gained a yard on the play because the hold was downfield. Acosta throwing, completing. Here's Shiner. Shiner's got some room. Breaks one tackle. Nice little stiff arm still on his feet. Shiner over the 30, lunges forward to the 39-yard line. So an 18-yard pickup by Cody Shiner emerging as a force for Ramona.
And Cody Shiner was great last week. Remember, he got a nice touchdown on a hesitation move on a reception, but once again doing some damage after the initial catch.
You know, the long bus ride for Palmdale. They got here a little bit early. Got a meal and warmed up in the park, or in a local park. 1st and 10 from the 39. Acosta looking for it all. It's going to be intercepted. Inside the 5-yard line, Javid Thompson makes the play, and it's going to be a turnover. So Thompson, one-on-one, I believe that was Brandon Ruiz they were going to for. And Thompson with the pick. So a big play here. 2:15 of the first quarter. Thompson with the INT. stops the drive for Ramona.
And that ball, I mean, there was a
good play.
Just went up and got it, grabbed it.
Zason Walker also nearby. He's just a freshman for Palmdale. 2 freshmen are in the regular rotation on defense for head coach Anthony Coleman. And they'll spot the ball at the 2-yard line. So, the Ramona defense, if they can, they're on their P's and Q's, they could get some points out of this, or at least set the offense up to get some points. Here's Chalk, and he'll get them some breathing room. Clinton Chalk up to about the 9-yard line. 7 yards on the play for Chalk.
Good to see Mason back in there, feeling okay.
33 yards for Chalk on 6 carries thus far.
So the Bears have gone down 14-7 to the Warriors of Patriot on the other side of that Division 11 matchup.
Chalk running right, and he's taken down right around the 10-yard line. Surprise, surprise, that's making the play. Troy Long, sophomore linebacker, stepping up just over the 10-yard line. 3rd down coming up.
In fact, tonight we have the Pep Zone still going on. One more week, unless we keep winning. John Rice is in studio covering all the highlights within the red zone.
I want to call his segment As You Like It, because he's a big Shakespeare guy. 3rd and 1 coming up. Are you a Shakespeare guy, Jeff?
I love Shakespeare.
I'm more of an Arthur Miller guy myself.
Oh, you're a playwright.
3rd and 1. Here's the toss to Chalk running outside. Chalk slides down, but he has the first down up to about the 13. So a fresh set of downs for Palmdale. Want to shout out my guy John McElfresh. He played at Palmdale. We were texting before because I was asking him if he played for Coach Bledsoe, who's a longtime fixture for the Falcons. And he was laughing. He said, I just looked at the coaching staff. Play with all those guys.
He did.
He knows all those guys. He was on the sports information team over at CISA. Now he's in private business down in Orange County. But he was a sideline guy. He did Texas State for a little bit. And he's a football guy. He was a defensive end for Palmdale back in their glory days in the 90s and early 2000s. Under a minute to play.
Well, it sounds like their glory days have continued.
So it's going to be 4th down, actually. They mark it back. And here's the quarterback sneak, and he'll have it up to the 15-yard line. Getting the first down is Buck Horn. So 1st down, Palmdale.
Did you say Buckhorn?
Buckhorn.
That's a great name. That sounds like a tough guy.
Like a rustler or like a character from The Outsiders.
Yes.
It was Buck Merrill, right? Tom Waits played Buck Merrill in The Outsiders. Fine 1983 movie. Toss to the outside for Chalk. Chalk got into some space, but along the sideline, Peter Mesa makes the tackle all the way up to about the 27-yard line. 13 more yards for Clifton Chalk. And Peter Mesa has been one of the key guys the last 2 or 3 games, Jeff, for Ken Mashinsky in the defense of Ramona.
Hey, he knows it's his last game. If he loses, he's got to keep playing.
From the 27, it's 1st down, Palmdale. And a big play by Javid Thompson to get that interception. I mean, Ramona driving again. Not only do you stall the drive, you get your team the football. And that's the end of the first quarter. Ramona 14, Palmdale nothing. 2nd round action, quarterfinal action, Division 11, CIF Southern Section Football Championships. We'll step aside and talk about the Festival of Lights. We'll be back with more football after this. Welcome back. 2nd quarter about to start. Joining us in the booth, a familiar face here at Ramona for some people. Ken Batdorf, head coach for many years, 30-year head coach at Norte Vista. Does it ever get old, Coach, or is it you still love it?
It gets old when you lose in the playoffs.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but you're free to do so. We're getting into the second quarter here. I'm going to ask you for some questions about Ramona's defense here in a second.
Sure.
1st and 10. I don't want to get you in trouble, but 1st and 10 from the 27. I know you and Coach Mashinsky are friendly. Here's the give to Cacao. Gets by one tackle and then stepping up and making the play. Angel Torres. Troy Long had the first shot, and then Torres stopped him. He got up to about the 24-yard line, so it's going to be a loss of 3 yards for Cacao. What do you think? Give me an assessment of what you've seen from the Ramona defense thus far against this Palmdale team, Coach.
They're doing a great job. If you just watch the film, look at all the guys getting to the ball. Ramona's quick. They're playing great team defense. There's some plays where it looks like you're seeing positive yards, but yet Ramona strings it out and they don't get anything. So Ramona's doing a great job on defense.
2nd down and 13 coming up. Line is the 24. Mason to throw, looking to the outside. Complete to Cacao. Up to about the 29-yard line, spins out of bounds. Up there making the play, among others, was Angel Barrios. Also over there, Iniola Olawuyi. Now, you guys did a nice job. I mean, you just kind of lined it up and knocked the socks off against Ramona when you played them in Week 10. That's just kind of what you guys do.
Well, I wouldn't say we knocked their socks off. We beat them, but they're a really good football team. And, the thing that they've got going right now is they're running short side toss. And I noticed that a little earlier. They're getting a lot of success with short side toss. And they found something they like, and they're getting positive yards on it. But bottom line is Ramona's playing great defense. And the thing that I noticed is Palmdale cannot match up with Ramona. And throwing the ball, they're giving huge cushions. Even though Jake caught a deep ball on them, they're open short.
Well, here we go. 4th and 5. They're going to go for it here from the 31-yard line, down 14-0. I'm wondering if Mason may be able to just get off a punt here on the 4th down play. And no, they're going to throw to the outside. It's complete to Cisneros. He'll have the first down, setting up just ahead of the sticks, a 12-yard connection from Joseph Mason to Benjamin Cisneros.
Wow. If they didn't make that play, I think the game was over.
Anthony Coleman rolling the dice, the head coach. Runs the offense for Palmdale. He's a Palmdale alumnus himself, 2nd year at the helm. There's the first down.
Well, it's a playoffs, don't hold anything back. But I'm going to tell you, if you didn't get that first down, the Ramona wins big.
Mason makes one play. Here's Chalk running left. First man to him was Torres, and then dived over to the 40, about the 44-yard line. So 3 more yards for Chalk, and they're kind of trying to mix it up a little bit.
No, they are. They're trying to keep Ramona off balance. And they have to. They have to have a drive here just to let their defense rest. Ramona had the ball primarily most of the first quarter. They have to find a way to get their defense out the field.
2nd and 8 from the 41. Mason to throw, looking for it all. He's got a man. Incomplete. Cacao was open. Got ahead of Bodie Muller. 3rd down coming up. Mason had completed 4 straight passes, so he's now 4 of 7. Another look at the play. Pressure coming up, but Mason saw his receiver and let it go and overthrew a little bit. Cacao had a couple of steps on his defender.
The only thing I can say about the Palmdale drive here is that they've given them a little bit of time. They've made some first downs. They've given them a hope. Because earlier there was none.
3rd down, Chalk. And nice tackle by Peter Mesa over the 45, up to maybe about the 48-yard line. Needed to get into Ramona territory, so they'll mark it at the 48. 4th down coming up again.
And they're going for it. One thing I'm going to give the coach credit from Palmdale, and I don't know him at all, is you make up your mind if you're going to go for it on 3rd down or you go for it on 4th. He ran the ball, said if I get half of it, I'm getting half the way there. So there was no doubt he was going for this.
4th down. They got their last 4th down conversion. Toss to Chalk, running left, and he's got the first down, and he's still on his feet and finally shoved that out of bounds over the 40-yard line into the Ramona territory. Barrios makes the tackle.
There's that short side toss I was talking about. You know, they line up, they pitch it into the boundary. You know, the DN went inside, and they did a great job with the receivers of sealing it. So, obviously, they got to do something to stop that. That's right now their best play.
Yeah, running to the side of Marciano Salazar, and then, as Ken mentioned, the receivers blocking downfield as well for the Falcons. So clock moving here as the ball will be snapped. First down and 10 from the Ramona 36. Here's Cacao in motion. Here comes the jailbreak. Mason trying to get away, and down he goes. Mesa with the pressure. There wasn't any contact, but in trying to get away, Mason lost his balance. A huge loss back all the way to the 43-yard line of Palmdale. It's a 21-yard loss.
I'm going to give you credit for you. We talked about how fast you could figure out the numbers. I was just coming up with the same numbers, about a 20-yard loss, and you did it well. But, I understand he's trying to make something happen, but you just can't do this. You have a good drive going. He slips, and, now he's there in deep water. Ramona can play off. They can send some pressure if they want. I haven't seen much of a screen package out of Palmdale. So, Ramona's great at it, so I'm sure their kids are well versed at it. But watch Ramona come after him now.
Second and very long. They need to get to the Ramona 26 for a first down. And here's that screen you were talking about, Ken, right to Chalk and the ball on the turf. Ramona says they have it, but the line judge saying, no, that is just an incomplete pass, will bring up third down.
I feel like I'm pretty smart when I'm calling plays like that, short side toss, the screen pass. One thing about Ramona is one of the best screen teams in our league by far.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they are the best. And if you're good at it, you know how to defend it. And you can see it right there. Look at all the guys there for the screen. If you were playing us, you'd see 8 guys on the quarterback and nobody on that guy.
Third and 29. So Cacao in the near slot. Split out to the far side, Cisneros. Those are the two playmakers, and now Chalk shifts. Big third down play coming up. Here's the pressure, and the ball's loose. Picked up, making the play. That's Tevin Mesa, and the big hit coming from Angel Torres. So it'll stay with Palmdale, but it'll be a fourth down, and they averted disaster. That very easily could have been a scoop and score.
Absolutely. I thought it was at first. Again, here comes the pass rush. They know it's third and forever. They're sending
There's
guys.
Torres. And Torres makes the play.
Great play by Torres. He did a great job pushing upfield, seeing the pass. The quarterback go underneath him, gets back underneath. Great job on the pass rush. I'm glad he's a senior.
Here's the punt coming up from the 29-yard, or from the 40-yard line. It's 4th and 29. Royce Mendoza will field the punt for Ramona. Rams lead at 14-0. We're under 8 minutes to play here in the second quarter. And again, another short hop on the snap. And not a long kick, but it'll take a favorable Ramona bounce down at the 35-yard line. So a 25-yard kick, no return. And good field position to start for the Rams of Ramona. They already lead this one 14-0. So the big loss on the pass play, Ken, kind of flips it around a little bit. Looked like Palmdale was in good shape. They were in the Ramona territory, needed to make a couple of plays to at least get in field goal range. But the big play by Peter Mesa, he didn't even make the tackle. It just shows you if you're in the right place, good things happen.
Exactly. Alignment assignment, he did it. He did a great job. Here it comes now. Is Ramona going to be able to capitalize on that? I think they will. Talbert's running the ball really hard. He's starting to get some little bit more seams. They're giving him the short pass. There's a short
Completes
pass.
to Bracamonte at the 40-yard line. Bracamonte up to about the 47-yard line. 12-yard pickup on the play. Now, let me ask you, because you know a thing or two, Coach, about offensive line and coaching the offensive line. What is Ramona doing effectively? They've looked good on the run game, and it's a pretty good play there on the pass game as well.
Well, first off, they got good players, and that helps. Mm-hmm. But they're extremely well coached. When the kids pull, they pull really well. They pull tight to the line of scrimmage or to the butts of the offensive linemen. What I'm seeing is they're giving Ramona a short pass, and they're basically trying to stop run. But Tolbert, there you go. He's finding the seams, and that's just, you can't do both.
Tolbert to the second level, combining on the tackles, Ehsan Walker and Shahab Muhammad. He gets inside the 39-yard line, so about a 12-yard pickup on the play for Sincere Tolbert. First down, Rams.
So if Ramona keeps running the ball like this and throwing the short pass, they can't stop him. I mean, this is going to be, I don't want to jinx him and say a blowout, but kind of what I foresee right now.
And you get to see Sincere Tolbert another year, Ken.
Yeah, thanks.
They'll give you a chance to kind of do some strategy here.
You tackle him, don't let him get going.
All comes down to the fundamentals. Tolbert right up the gut. Tolbert dancing to the second level, and he'll be ridden down inside the 20-yard line to about the 19. Another 19-yard pickup there for Sincere Tolbert.
Great run by Tolbert, but you got to give it to the offensive line guys. I like the fat guys. I fit right in with them. And if you watch it, nobody touches Tolbert for 10 yards. Just great job of providing great running lanes.
Big boys up front, Aaron Diaz, Joel Nunez, Ian Stevens, Richard Mora, and Adal Salman have been doing the job the last 2 weeks, big time.
You know what? I love that the receivers got involved on the downfield blocking.
Acosta complete to Mendoza. That's inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. 7-yard pickup. Just got the ball out of the hands real quick.
He is probably the most underrated quarterback around. He runs well. He throws well.
But you guys did a good job keeping him in the pocket, though.
We tried to. We did okay. But he still ran for a touchdown against us.
He did. That's true.
Because we wanted him to run inside, and he did. We didn't expect it. He ran like about a 30-yard run for it against us.
2nd and 3 from the 12. Little misdirection. Here's Tolbert for the first down. Crashing down, still on his feet. Inside the 5-yard line to the 3.
Great job on the counter. If you watch it again, I'm not sure if they'll show it to you. Watch the blocking by the guys up front. I mean, I know they stopped it, but when you get this close to the goal line, see that guard kicks out, tackle leads up, absolutely perfect.
Joel Nunez with the big block there. 1st and goal from the 3 for Ramona. Tolbert to pay dirt. Touchdown, Ramona. What a drive.
That was a great drive. I kind of said it, running the ball and throwing a short pass, and they're not stopping either one of those. All they're doing is stopping the long ball by Ramona. And Ken Mashinsky's too good of a coach. He will take this apart. I don't mean to badmouth Palmdale, but they're in for a long bus ride.
The defense of the Rams plays around the turnover, and then the offense, as Ken just told you, takes care of it. And another PAT, and Jose Martinez is perfect yet again.
Hey, and he's a fat kicker. You love those.
Yeah, Jeff, your buddy Jeff loves kickers. And you need one. You need a kicker at Norte Vista?
Ours is graduating. So I'm going to look for all our fat guys are volunteering.
There's Tolbert with that first big run. And then Tolbert again. And again, the big boys up front. Look, running down the field, blocking down the field is Richard Mora.
Great job by Mora. But also, people don't notice, the slot receivers for Ramona block really well as well. Give Ramona credit; they're extremely well coached.
Yeah, and when your receivers are getting down the field and blocking line, that's culture right there.
Yep,
It's an expectation.
100%.
Well, Ken, hey, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Jeff is anxious to get the headset back on, but listen, when you're done coaching, we all talked about it. You got to come join us in the booth.
Well, my daughter Brooke is going to Norte Vista next year. Everybody's like, she's really going to go to Norte Vista. She is. She was basically born and raised there. After she's done, all bets are off.
All right.
All bets are off.
Well, you got to win the championship, too. We're waiting for you to do that.
Yeah, well, we can't do it by losing in the first round.
Here's the return. This is Clinton Chalk. Chalk up the middle. He's got some space, and gets by Martinez. Chalk, 30, 25. Can he get all the way? He'll be bumped out of bounds inside the 20 at about the 15-yard line. Finally making the tackle down the field was Angel Torres.
Oh, that hurts. It's the worst thing that could happen. I mean, now Ramona needs to make a big stop.
77-yard kickoff return. And yet another look at it. Clinton Chalk. I mean, what doesn't he do for Palmdale? Plays offense, plays defense, and here he is returning the kick. Gets right up the middle and angles to the outside. And just picking him up and putting him down.
Hey, how is my guy Ken Batdorf?
Pretty good. He knows the game a little bit.
A little bit.
It's like he's coached before.
He's been doing this for 174 years, for gosh sakes.
Don't say it'll get you in trouble. They actually marked him at the 18.
He's well preserved. He's been embalmed like 20 years ago.
Here's the give to Chalk, and Chalk is thrown back. So my apologies, actually. The kickoff return, that was Brandon Robinson, the sophomore, on the kickoff return.
Wow, here's a funny story. So they have not started the CSDR game because there's no power. So we're talking at 8 o'clock. They're still waiting for some power.
Well, I mean, I just dealt with that. Up in Iowa, where the whole town of Moscow had a gas outage.
Yeah,
so no hot water, no heat, and they're saying it's going to take 3 to 5 days to get back to normal. I was only there for a day.
So everybody in Moscow, Idaho, smells rancid right now. They smell like russet potatoes.
2nd and 16 from the 18. Here's the toss to Cacao. Cacao dancing up front, and Cacao will be tackled. Gets up to about the 21-yard line. And Cacao's, he's a big playmaker for him. But the Rams have done a good job. And, we always talk, Jeff, about how fundamental Ramona is in terms of their tackling.
I think the best tackling program we've seen in Riverside. I'm trying to get the updated score here from our other game.
So a timeout, Palmdale, 3rd down from the 21-yard line of Ramona. Need to get inside the 10 for a first down.
So King is up 10-0 over Salesian right now.
In my neighborhood, back in L.A.
And Patriot is beating Poly 14-7. So if CSDR does not get their power going, it could be a change. I guess they play maybe tomorrow.
They're playing. Why are they playing it on the road at Cal Lutheran? Why don't they play at their place? Is there a reason?
I have no idea.
Either way, 21-0 Ramona here. 3:38 to play in the first half, and it's been, the Rams picking up right where they left off last week when they beat San Gorgonio 70-13. They put up 70.
I think the most we saw this year was 63. It was RCC until that game.
63-0 over Grossmont. Yeah.
They have a big one tomorrow. We're going to have that at noon.
Mason looking deep. What a catch! He reels it in. Touchdown. Falcons. Reeling it in. Chris Conley Wimberly. He just come back to the team the last couple of weeks, and what a clutch play there. 21-yard touchdown strike, and the Falcons can breathe a sigh of relief going to the half. They'll get the ball to start the second half, but they get on the board here. Ziggy off moment for the Falcons.
That was a great catch. He caught it right over that left shoulder over the top. Really, really good catch there from Chris Conley Wimberly. It's a little life back in the Falcons.
Brandon Valdivia for the PAT. Snap back, hold down, kick up, and it's 21-7. And that's a huge touchdown, Jeff. Kind of stems the tide and set up by this incredible kick return by Brandon Robinson. Kind of sets everything in motion. Just a sophomore gets to the open space and down inside the 20-yard line. And after some fits and starts, ultimately, Palmdale able to convert into the touchdown. This is a play to Chalk, and we see him lose some yardage on the play.
He lost a shoe, too.
And then Cacao tries to make something happen. And, again, we talk about the fundamentals of Ramona. But, we talk about in the playoffs, your quarterback's going to have to make some plays. Well, Joseph Mason just made a play there with the help of his receiver. And just over the shoulder, man in his face, reels it in. Great concentration by Chris Conley Wimberly.
He had face mask and everything and still was able to make that catch.
Squib kick. And it's bobbled, but will be covered up at the 38-yard line. And Coach Coleman told me that, hey, we may try some different things on the kickoffs. We may pooch it a little bit. We may squib it every once in a while.
This is twice so far in this ball game he's done that. But the problem is Ramona's been able to score pretty quickly here. I would almost want to kick it back and make Ramona play from their own 20.
It's interesting. Last week, Palmdale's defense, Marvin Williams was a 1,600-yard rusher for Bellflower. They held him to 41 yards on 16 attempts and winning that game 40-38 as the Rams start from the 39-yard line. And Acosta will call his own number, and he'll get lit up. What a hit on the play. Mark Edwards Jr. making the hit. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage gets Acosta. And the key thing there is you don't want Jeremiah Acosta to get hurt.
Yeah, Acosta really put himself in danger there. You watch the replay.
2nd down and 10 coming up, but it's interesting because they've given up points, a lot of points in some games, Jeff, meaning Palmdale, but they've played a heavy schedule.
Oak Hills, I think the second game of the season.
They played Eisenhower. Acosta now being pressured. He'll point, directing traffic. Look at the first down into Falcon territory, stepping out of bounds at the 46-yard line. So a 17-yard pickup by Acosta, and the sticks move up for the Rams.
We've talked about this. We've talked, Ken Batdorf up here with us from Norte Vista. Norte Vista did a great job of keeping Acosta in the pocket. If he gets out of the pocket like we saw there, he is so dangerous because.
Well, remember the Braves shut down Jake Valenzuela. Acosta only completed one pass.
That's right.
But of course, the old coach tells me, well, he did run for a touchdown, meaning Jeremiah Acosta. Coaches always remember the things that don't go right. Here's the completion. Antonio Lerma with the catch and tackled immediately. Nice play there. Shahab Muhammad out on the play.
And it's tough right now for Ramona to get their receivers in the flat because, hey, they're very, very fast, the Falcons.
Yeah, they have some good speed on the outside. Going to look at that play.
I mean, there's a lot of space there, but they are on it quickly.
Actually, that was Thompson who made the tackle. Bouncing it outside, Tolbert. He'll have the first down. He's to the second level. Can he go? He'll be tripped up just inside the 20-yard line. Cacao makes the tackle. See where they'll mark him. They mark him down at the 6-15.
We saw, like I mentioned already earlier, we saw Sincere Tolbert start this season off, and he had some flaws in his game. Like I said, he would get contact and immediately turn his back to everything. He has really, really blossomed. Instead of getting hit from if he gets hit, he does not turn his back. He's going chest to chest and running the spins off of that. He has been a phenomenal runner after about game 4.
And the red zone offense, they go to 2 backs, do the Rams once they get inside the 20. And they'll give the ball this time to Peter Mesa. Mesa slips and gets some speed. Tackled at about the 10-yard line. That was Shahab Muhammad making the tackle. 5 yards on the play for Peter Mesa.
And you have guys like Mesa, who's a quick little guy, a lot like Acosta. Then you have, Tolbert, more of a power runner. It's kind of hard to stop these guys because they change speeds and directions.
Yeah, it's change of pace. It's low center of gravity, and all of a sudden you're thinking about Sincere, and now you got Peter Mesa who's slipping down underneath you.
Peter Mesa, not a big guy either.
Tolbert running inside and right into the teeth of the Palmdale defense, and they're big in the middle there, Jeff. Getting up the big fella from the bottom of the pile. Dana Walker, 6'6", 360-pound senior. Coach Coleman told me he's a senior, but only his 3rd year playing organized football.
He's 6'6", what?
360.
He's like my size.
Timeout called by Ramona with 1:02 to play on the 3rd down play coming up here in the second quarter. They lead 21-7. Division 11 quarterfinal, CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championships. And Ramona trying to advance to the semifinal round for the first time since 2019. Palmdale, the last 3 years, has advanced to the semifinal round in their division. Division 8 in the last 2 years in Division 10.
Yeah, it's an incredible stat, though. You said since 2020?
Well, CalPreps only goes back as far as 2001, okay? So they made the playoffs every year since 2001 for sure. We know that. And then they've made at least the semifinal in 11 of those 24 years. I was texting with John McElfresh, who's a Palmdale alum and played there. And their old coach, Coach Bledsoe, was there for 30 years. And the staff is made up of former assistants and players who played under Coach Bledsoe.
Didn't Paul George go to Palmdale?
He did. I don't have to play football.
The Bears and the Warriors are tied at 14 now at half.
3rd and 5. First down to the 5-yard line. Here's Acosta scrambling. Little bootleg. He'll throw it. And it's caught. Cody Shiner. And they're going to say incomplete. They're going to say he was out of bounds.
He was. That right foot stepped about a foot out of bounds.
Thompson was right there about to make the pick. Shiner thought he had the touchdown. Let's get a look at the replay.
I'm going to have to send this to Shiner's mom and dad. And he's saying he scored, but watch his foot.
Just turn the audio off.
Now
So
watch.
there's the tip.
And he didn't have it.
That looked like he had a foot in. Now, the question is, did he have control?
That
and now
was
the officials are talking about it. There's no replay, obviously, here at the high school football level.
We're going to replay. Okay, Coach, what do you think? Good or not good?
You make the call, Ken.
You want to see it again? Can we see it again from the truck? Let's make one more call.
Mike Williams and Jimmy Hamilton
Here
talking.
it is.
That looked like a touchdown to me. Did he have control is the question.
I don't think that's a touchdown. It's close, but I don't think so.
Did not have control when he got the second foot down. Well, here we go, Jeff. Here's your new best friend, Jose Martinez.
He's made 13 kicks in a row?
Actually, 14 straight because we had him in Week 10 against Novi. This is a field goal, though. It's a little bit different.
Oh, did he do it? Yes!
27-yard field goal, and it makes it a 24-7 lead for Ramona with 46 seconds to play in the second quarter. So they do get points out of it. Ramirez with the 27-yard field goal. Another look at the drive.
Good run there by Acosta here.
So we got Coach Batdorf. What's the main thing? How do you defend the boot, Coach? Do you have a guy assigned to the quarterback, or is it just an assignment based on where he is on the field? Right. Okay. So, the question is, do you spy him? No, you don't. You make it an assignment because it's hard to spy him because of how well he runs, is what Coach Batdorf was explaining. And there's the non-touchdown catch by Shiner. They get 3 points out of it. But they do get 3 points with under a minute to play. Now, Palmdale does get the ball to start the second half. Here's Robinson. He had a big return last time. Will not happen this time. Over the 20 to about the 22-yard line. 39 and 0.6 of a second to play. 2 timeouts left for Palmdale. So let's see what they can do here. Can they put themselves in position potentially maybe to get a field goal? And you feel a little bit better being down 2 scores. Plenty of football left. 24-7. The Rams, the at-large entry out of the River Valley League, against the Falcons, who finished in a 3-way tie for first place in the Golden League, which has been a very good league historically. Highland, we talked about. Quartz Hill obviously has had a great run the last few years in the CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championships. From the 22, it's a 1st and 10. Cacao in motion. Mason back to throw. Mason looking for it all. He's got a man downfield. Conley Wimberly intercepted by Mendoza. Mendoza's got a lot of room. Here goes Royce Mendoza. Royce rolling to the end zone. Touchdown. 53-yard pick 6 for Royce Mendoza. No laundry to be seen. Touchdown, Ramona.
Oh, wow. What a tough throw. Yeah, go in at halftime. Our guy Ken Batdorf.
Well, he didn't like to pass. Remember that.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't throw the football there. You just got to get it out of the half. not give up any points.
Nice play, though, by Royce. To me, that was Royce Mendoza making a play.
That was a big-time play. I literally was thinking, that's a touchdown as soon as he caught it. There's nobody on that side of the field.
Another PAT, and we're going to look at it here.
But here's one thing Ramona does well. Watch. After the interception, they turn and they become blockers. Watch this. Perfect football. They turn, he finds a man. Each player found a person or a player to block. What a great effort. I thought that was phenomenal by Ramona.
56-yard interception return. Pick sixes in back-to-back weeks for the senior Royce Mendoza, and it's a 31-7 lead. So 2 touchdowns, 23 seconds apart for Ramona. Ken Batdorf walked out of here in disgust.
He was so angry.
He doesn't like turnovers, even if it's not his team. 31-7 in favor of the Rams, 24 3/10 of a second left.
He's like a bull in a china shop when he sees stuff like that. I'm worried about the fans when he walks down the bleachers.
He's very passionate about the game of football, Jeff.
He's also passionate about sandwiches.
Robinson, and so that's a live ball. Down inside the 8-yard line with 19 seconds to play. Brandon Robinson had a huge return earlier, 70-plus yard return earlier. It's a weird kind of a knuckleball as it hits off the turf. And I don't know if the Palmdale plays on turf or grass, and just trying to field it. He did end up ultimately fielding. That's a hard little thing to pick up. That little hand egg, as they call it.
It's an oblong spheroid.
Right. You know how they teach you in basketball, don't look. You don't have to look at it. It's round. It's going to bounce right back up to you. Not the case in this sport. So 19 seconds to play in the first half. Ramona up 31-7. What a roll they've been on, Jeff.
They put up 101 points in a game and a half.
Last 6 quarters, Ramona has outscored their opponents 101-20. And Palmdale will be content to take a knee and head into the locker room. So after 24 minutes here, the Rams, 31-7, seem to be in control of this one, trying to head to the Division 11 semifinal in the CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championships.
Hey, how much fun has this been?
Ken Batdorf got there in 2019 trying to get back, and don't count Palmdale out yet. They didn't go to 3 straight CIF semifinals by accident. 31-7, the score at the half. What are the other scores? So we got Poly and Patriot tied at 14, and then King up 10-0 on Salesian out in L.A., correct?
So the 3 Riverside schools still hanging on.
So 31-7 our score here at the half. And King just scored again. So I bet you it was Blake Bowen. 17-0. 15 minutes on the clock for the halftime here at Ramona High. It is CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championship playoff action, the quarterfinal of Division 11 between Ramona and Palmdale. Home team leading right now. We'll come back with more. We'll step aside for a little bit and come back with the second half from Ramona High School after this.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Our convenient curbside trash collection services help promote a clean and healthy Riverside. But what do you do when you have items too big or heavy for your can? That's where our bulky item pickup service can help. Before you call for help with your bulky items, be aware that not all items are acceptable for our free curbside service. Furniture, tree trimmings that are properly bundled and no longer than 36 inches, water heaters, and other non-hazardous materials are fine for curbside pickup. Appliances containing freons such as refrigerators, freezers, and room air conditioners may also be picked up curbside by separate appointment. Unacceptable items include hazardous waste, antifreeze, paints, filters, and tires. We also cannot pick up electronic waste such as computer monitors and televisions, or fluorescent bulbs and household batteries. Construction or demolition materials such as scrap wood, metal, concrete, doors, and drywall are also not accepted. These items may be dropped off in person for no cost at the Agua Mansa transfer station or at one of our Clean Up Riverside events. For more information and the current schedule for these drop-off events, please visit riversideca.gov/cleanupriverside or call 951-826-5311, your one-stop shop for city services. To schedule a bulky item pickup, first call your service provider for an appointment. On the day of your appointment, please make sure that your items are curbside by 5:30 a.m. You may have up to 5 items picked up at each service call. If you have an appliance containing Freon, please call the Appliance Recycling Center of America at 1-800-654-2722 for your free pickup appointment. RPU customers may even qualify for a rebate. Visit riversidepublicutilities.com for information on current residential rebate programs. To find out more about the City of Riverside Trash Services or our Clean Up Riverside events, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks. The City of Riverside Public Works Department wants you to know how holidays affect your trash service. Trash pickup will not be available during major holidays and collection times will be adjusted in response. Residents with city trash service will see the following adjustments. For Monday holidays, your Monday collection will happen on Tuesday and Tuesday collections will occur on Wednesdays. For Thursday holidays, Thursday service will occur on Friday and Friday service on Saturday. For Friday holidays, your Friday service will occur on Saturday. Residents served by outside vendors will experience a one-day delay of service for each day after any holiday taking place Monday through Friday. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
The Riverside Libraries have new hours and are now open on Sundays. Now you'll have more time to explore, study, and learn about the things that matter to you the most. The new hours for Arlington, Arlanza, Marcy, La Sierra, Orange Terrace, Eastside, and Casablanca libraries are Tuesday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., while the Downtown Main Library is open Tuesday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. To find out more information about the new hours along with events and programs at the library nearest to you, visit riversideca.gov/library.
I'm Cheech Marin, and we're inviting you to reserve your spot for the inaugural showing of Cheech Collects. So get your tickets today. We're looking for you.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. When placing your trash containers for pickup, please observe the following. Place each container with at least 3 feet separation from each other and at least 6 feet from obstructions such as parked cars, fire hydrants, mailboxes, and trees. Your bin should be placed at the curb no later than 5:30 a.m. on your collection day with the arrow on the lid pointed toward the street to ensure your bins get emptied. If you are experiencing issues with your trash collection, or perhaps need a replacement for a damaged trash bin, please contact our customer service call center by using the 311 app or website, or by dialing 951-826-5311 to reach one of our customer service representatives. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks. The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. There are 3 different containers for your trash. The blue bin is for recyclables and should only be used for clean recyclable materials such as aluminum cans, cardboard, glass bottles, plastics, and styrofoam. The old brown bin, or new bin with gray lid, is for standard household trash and items not suitable for the other bins, such as animal waste, cactus, palm fronds, soil products, and other waste. The green barrel is for your grass clippings, leaves, weeds, and other plant materials, excluding palm fronds, cactus, and yucca. And please remember not to use any of the containers for heavy construction waste such as concrete. For a complete guide to sorting your trash, please visit riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The Riverside City Clerk's Office's mission is to enhance community trust and promote equitable public services by providing accessible and efficient legislative support, digital services, and city records to residents, city council, city staff, and business partners. We prioritize fiscal responsibility and adapt innovative services to meet the ever-changing needs of the community. We strive to provide residents and businesses with responsive and optimal services. So what does that all mean? Our lean and high-performing team is divided among 3 important functions: legislative, administrative support, and resident services. Besides working as a partner with every city department, the city clerk's office is responsible for many public-facing duties such as our passport acceptance facility. The Passport team averages over 6,000 applications processed annually, making us the most widely used and highest performing passport facility in the region. As the keepers of the city's legislative historical record, we are the go-to office for public information requests. On average, our office fulfills over 1,600 requests a year with a 3-day average response time, much faster than the 10 days required by state law. Every 10 years after the U.S. Census, the city is required to redraw its ward boundaries to ensure equal representation, and the city clerk's office is an integral part of that effort. In 2022 and 23, we hosted and attended 40 community meetings to gather input from our residents on how we should reshape Riverside. Visit reshaperiverside.com to find out more about this process and to learn about Riverside's new ward boundaries. The city clerk's office is also responsible for municipal elections, as well as the onboarding and swearing in of all newly elected council members and newly appointed board and commission members. Our office processes all applications for new members and provides annual training for the city's legislative bodies. We provide staff and legislative support for 8 of the city's 18 boards and commissions. The city clerk's office also provides agenda processing for city council and committees, as well as the boards and commissions that we support, averaging over 200 agendas processed per year. As the City of Riverside's filing officer, the city clerk is responsible for processing financial disclosure forms for public officials as well as routing contracts for execution. All this work would not be possible without our dedicated team. City clerks truly are the grease that keep the wheels of municipal government turning, and our office is here to support Riverside's residents by ensuring that the decision-making process is transparent to the public, complies with federal, state, and local regulations, and is properly recorded. If you have a public records request, want to know more about the city's legislative history, or have an interest in running for public office, the Riverside City Clerks team is here for you. To find out more, please visit riversideca.gov/cityclerk.
So today we're standing here in front of the Grandmother's Mural, and this is a mural done by an artist named Denise Silva, who is a fantastic artist in our community. And we found this mural when she submitted it for another proposal. And when we, the staff saw it, we said this has to go up somewhere in Riverside.
So I was a little intimidated by the, just setting in a concept, but I thought this is something that I really wanted to do, and actually I just felt really called to submit it. I had become a grandmother, and the way the universe works, it sent this quote in my direction, and it was, "When the grandmothers from the 4 directions speak, a new time is coming." So the 4 directions are represented by the image of the 4 grandmothers: Tongva, people of the earth; Liseño, people of the west; Cahuilla, people of the desert; and Serrano, people of the pines.
When the 4 grandmothers get together, the folklore is that it's winds of change. And what we have done is, so that there is representation all throughout the community, is we have a grandmother at 4 different libraries throughout the community. And so they're all 4 different locations, but they come together here at the main library. And this main library was a big change for the community from what we had before to what we are now.
Our elders, and them being, people that have given us love, that have protected us, have given us safe spaces. I would love for the community to feel that, because that was an intention that I really put into the work. I really wanted to give our indigenous people of the area, I wanted to give them some representation. I wanted to honor them. I wanted to uplift them. They're a reflection of my own ancestors. They're a reflection of my mother and my grandmothers, and I just hope that other people, especially indigenous people and people of color, see themselves in the art, and they feel seen and they feel honored.
was the dedication ceremony for Moldoni Village, 10 transitional living cottages.
Playoff football here in the city of Riverside, and Ramona gets off to a quick start. 47-yard strike from Jeremiah Acosta to Jake Valenzuela, the senior wideout, and then for good measure, about 3 minutes later, they do it again. Acosta using his feet to open up some space, and what a snare there by Valenzuela. That's a 25-yard reception to make it 14-0. We move to 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Sincere Tolbert breaks a tackle, goes head-on into the end zone to make it a 21-0 lead. Now, Palmdale bounces back a little bit. Here's the pass and the reception, and Mason finds Connolly Wimberly, who makes a great catch in the corner of the end zone to make it 21-7. Perhaps some life for Palmdale, who's going to get the ball to start the second half. But a couple of things happen. First, here's a play from Mason trying to throw the ball down the field, and the pick six here by Royce Mendoza, his second in as many weeks, takes it back to make it 31-7 at the half. That came with about 24 seconds to play in the first half, and that's where we stand right now. And, you know, this Ramona team, this is our third week in a row because we saw them in Week 10 against Norte Vista, and they're on a bit of a roll here, Jeff.
We're talking on a roll. They put up 101 points to 20 in just 6 quarters. But they are just playing great football. You talked about, you always talk about the quarterback, the running back, the receivers, but it has been their defense that has been so good these last couple of games. We saw, a setback against Norte Vista, but Norte Vista is a totally different kind of animal than the kind of football that we've seen here in the playoffs. And Ramona has matched up well against Sanji, and even better against this formidable team.
San Gregorio was outright league champions, and Palmdale a share of that Golden League title, and we know the Golden League has been very, very good for a long time. So it's not like, and Palmdale's record's a little misleading in the sense that they are 7-4. Actually, it's not a bad record, but they've really played up, right? They
played Oak Valley or Oak Hills,
Eisenhower,
Highland.
They're playing teams, up, Division 8, 3, between Division 3 and Division 8, while themselves being in the Division 11 bracket here of the playoffs. Is Martinez will kick it away. Jose Martinez, the soccer player turned kicker.
He's on a roll. He must be full of jelly because he is on a roll. Isn't that how it goes? Something like that.
Cacao fields it, bobbles it. And Cacao recovers his own fumble up at the 24-yard line. And that is where they will start, meaning the Falcons of Palmdale. And they really need to just put a point on the board here. Put a touchdown on the board here to make it 31-14 and you let your defense go to work. And Ken Batdorf made a great point in the first half. There were a couple of fourth down conversions. Anthony Coleman runs the offense. And a couple of fourth down conversions. Obviously, the one side of it, it's good because you keep the football. But their defense had been on the field quite a while in that first quarter especially.
Yes, they were on I thought the entire time. And I'll tell you what, if Kim Mashinsky can make a stop here and then maybe score quickly, then we're going to see that game slow down into a snail's pace, see if it'll be ball control.
Mason, quick throw to the outside, trying for Cacao, and it's incomplete. On the coverage for Ramona there is Angel Barrios.
So Poly up 21-14 over Patriot, and then Jason McMains up 24-0 over Salesian.
That's a big win on the road. Salesian actually knocked Palmdale out last year in the D10 semifinals, 42-7. They played in the final against Muir.
And no game so far for CSDR. Don't know if it'll be a forfeit or they replay, but they've got to do something here in the next 24 hours.
Connolly Wimberly split to the near side. Cacao in the near slot. Now shifting up is Chalk. Here's the throw, looking for Connolly Wimberly, incomplete. Giving up a lot of size is Royce Mendoza, but good coverage by Mendoza on the play brings up a third down. Mason in the first half, 4 for 8 through the air, just 25 yards. But the big player was Clifton Chalk. Chalk had 75 yards on 12 carries for Palmdale. Did it all kind of in that one drive that ended up stalling after the turnover. They did eventually get into the end zone, meaning the Falcons. 3rd and 10. Chalk shifts in the backfield. Mason looking to throw. Now he's in trouble, and Louis Mena says, "How do you do?" Back to the 10-yard line. About a 12-yard loss. They're going to mark it to the 14. So a 10-yard loss on the play and brings up a 4th down. And wow, not how Palmdale wanted to start the half, Jeff.
No, and defensively, the Rams have just dominated this game. I mean, completely and utterly dominated this from the line to the secondary. They have really, really done a great job.
And, from a size standpoint, I mean, Palmdale much bigger than the Spartans of San Gorgonio were last year, and they have a couple of, returning starters up on the offensive line. 2 seniors, 3 juniors, so experienced players, battle-tested in that Golden League as we were talking about. Here's the punt. Mendoza calls for the fair catch. He'll fair catch it at the 41-yard line. So a 27-yard kick, no return, and good field position coming up for Ramona. 10:47 to play in the third quarter. They're already up 31-7.
Like you said, great field position here. Let's see if they try to air it out again. I mean, they were successful going over the top here in the first half.
I'm guessing. We'll see how they come out. They're coming out in single back, so if they'd gone double back, I would guess they'd get a steady diet of Sincere Tolbert. But, yeah, going 2-by-2 here from the 41, 1st and 10. Valenzuela to the far side. They go to Valenzuela, complete inside the 40 to about the 36-yard line, and immediately tackled after about a 4-yard pickup, making the play Brandon Robinson for Palmdale. 2nd down.
See, in plays like that, that'll spread the field out.
Valenzuela now 4 catches, 91 yards. He has a couple of touchdowns, and I'm guessing the missive came after that Novi game to Jeremiah Costa. Hey, get rid of the ball as quickly as you can. Here's Tolbert up the middle. Tolbert squeezing through, finding some space, angling to the left side. Tolbert trying to turn the corner. Tolbert to the pylon. Touchdown, Rams. 36-yard touchdown run for Sincere Tolbert. His 2nd trip to pay dirt on the evening.
Boy, have we seen that young man grow from when he first started. Remember, he was playing behind Bo Bruins. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time last year. But, man, he really, really has he's one of those guys that has gotten better and better as the years gone on. And, wow, fun kid to watch.
9 carries, 108 yards for Sincere Tolbert, who racked up 220 last week. Here's Martinez for the PAT. 38-7. So could he go 10 for 10 again? No, I'm kidding. Went 10 for 10 last week. He's 5 for 5 today. And there's Tolbert kind of slipping in the middle again. That's Richard Mora out front kind of leading the way. As Ken Batdorf was explaining to us, that seal block to open it up, and Tolbert runs right through the hole, kind of does that hop, skip, and a jump into the end zone. $38-7 Rams, and who'd have thunk it, Jeff? I mean, we were talking in Week 10. Hey, are they going to even be in the playoffs? The 4th place team out of the River Valley, they needed to get an at-large. They did get an at-large here in Division 11. And I think people are wondering, well, how is Ramona Division 11? It's all, if you go on the CalPreps website, it's fairly simple now. We were having the conversation with Ken Bashinsky. Now, how they come about the ratings, I'm not sure. But if you look at the ratings in CalPrep ranking, that's kind of how the CIF, that's what the CIF goes by.
Now, my only thought is I think the CIF should do something for league champions.
Oh, absolutely. Here's Robinson. Robinson trying to move to the outside, but nice containment by the special teams of Ramona. He'll get over the 30. Decent return. I agree with you. I would take league champs, and if you're a league champ, you should get a home game.
I agree.
So
100%.
if you're a league champ, you should not be lower than an 8 seed. So I would go through, so there's, I think, 65 leagues. So that would actually, you spread it over 13 divisions. It's fairly easy to do that.
So I just heard from the head coach at CSDR, Keith Adams. He said that the lights came back on right before 8:30. If it would have been past 8:30, they would have had to postpone the game till tomorrow, but they are scheduled to start playing in the next 15 minutes.
Good. It's good to hear.
My guy, Coach Adams.
1st and 10 from the 32. Palmdale down 38-7. Trying to keep their string of semifinal appearances going. Here's the give. Running around the corner. And Luis Mena says hello to James Linares. Linares had 23 yards on 2 receptions last week against Bellflower, but he'll get tagged for a 4-yard loss on that play. So Luis Mena has really emerged this year. The sophomore playing some D-line, was mostly a linebacker last year. They slid him down due to some injuries. He's undersized, but when I was talking to Ken Mashinsky, he said, he's such a sure-handed tackler. So I didn't have a problem with him, going against bigger linemen because we know that he was going to be fundamentally sound when it came to making tackles. 2nd and 14 line is the 32. Little misdirection. Here's Robinson trying to get around, and Robinson's going nowhere. Back to about the 21-yard line. Peter Mesa has his nose in there around the football. Also getting in there is Angel Torres. So 3rd down coming up for Palmdale. A loss back to the 22-yard line. So there's chalk and blowing up the plays. Tavin Mesa there. And then finally, they clean it up. Palmdale, a good offensive team. They average 25.5 points a game. And keep in mind that some of the games they played were against top teams. You mentioned Oak Hills earlier. Among those teams, even in their own league, the team like Highland. Mason throwing to the outside and knocked down. And that's Luis Mena again. Knocks it down for the incompletion. And he's just been all over the place, Jeff.
Mena had his hand. He has been great tonight. There are guys that have stepped up. It has been one after the other. They've all played their roles for the Rams. Really, and that's really what's kept them in this and done so well these last couple games. Look at that.
They got up there. And the man was open, so that's a good play. That's a big play. Cacao had some space if he catches that.
Cacao had one player to beat there, too, so great stop.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. And here comes a little rugby-style kick. And it'll take a Palmdale bounce. It'll bounce out of bounds right around midfield. Let's see where they mark it. All right, 47. So ends up being about a 23-yard kick under duress. And 1st and 10, Ramona in Palmdale territory. 8:03 to go in the 3rd quarter here. 2nd round playoff action, Division 11. CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championships. 1st and 10. Costa throwing, complete to Ruiz. Ruiz inside the 35. Tackled down at about the 32-yard line, so a 15-yard pickup on the play. Nice pitch and catch, 9 of 12 through the air now for 144 yards is Jeremiah Acosta. That's Ruiz's first catch on the game. Was I hearing things? Ken Mashinsky said he wasn't going to play.
That's what I thought he said as well.
No, he's not punting, but maybe, I don't know, it's a foot thing because he's receiving and not punting.
Maybe he has a ingrown toenail or something.
Right up the middle, Sincere Tolbert lurches inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. 4 more yards for Sincere. I think I heard that Poly's added a field goal. Knowing how much you love kickers, Talofsky for Poly makes it 24-14 over Patriots.
We could have a Ramona Poly CIF championship.
They marked it instead of the 29.
How big would that be here in the city of Riverside?
Especially for you, since you hate Poly.
Oh, with a passion.
We'd have to get your friend out of retirement.
Yancey, but got to get him on the sidelines.
2nd and 7. Delayed handoff to Tolbert. No, it's going to be a keeper. Acosta gets the keeper. He'll get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Nice play on the outside by Anthony Cacao. 3rd down coming up. You know, he went to Ramona. He coached at Poly, so
yes,
he'll be objective. Have him on the chain gang, him and Calvin Butler.
Put them both out there.
3rd down coming up.
Where would they play? Would it be at King?
Well, whoever's the home team, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Long way to go here, though, Jeff. 18 minutes to play. Ramona up big, though, 38-7. You can understand Jeff's giddiness here. He's a Ramona alum, watching his team advance in pretty dominating fashion the last 2 weeks. Acosta to throw. Dancing to the outside. Acosta looking down the field. He's got Valenzuela one-on-one. Incomplete. Nice play there by Brandon Robinson. Javid Thompson has been on him most of the game, but Robinson with nice coverage there. 4th down coming up. 9 of 13 now through the air is Jeremiah Acosta.
And they're definitely going to go for it here.
Yeah, maybe a little bit far for Jose Martinez.
I don't want it to ruin off his streak either.
Well, the streak is PATs, but you're right. He's made the last couple of field goals as well.
Yeah, I mean that goes through those uprights. That's like
he made a field goal against Norte Vista. Made a field goal today. 4th and 9 coming up. Acosta to throw. He's going to put it up top, looking for it all into the end zone. In and out of the hands of Ruiz, incomplete. And the ball goes over on downs to Palmdale here with 5:40 to play, and Ruiz a little bit slow to get up.
Referee took a shot. The ref got a helmet to the head here, I believe. Watch this. Oh, they're checking him out over here.
I think that's the back judge, Peter Howe.
Peter Howe got hit hard with a helmet.
Oh, got caught in between a couple of players. You don't like to see that. Hopefully he's okay. Looks no worse for the wear.
Going to have a knot on his head, though. Wife's not going to be happy about that one when he comes home.
So here's an interesting Palmdale story. So, you know, we mentioned earlier, Palmdale longtime head coach, Coach Bledsoe, had a son named Drew.
What?
Not the same coach, not the Washington State, NFL guy, but he plays a lineman. And Little Rock, who is in, as we get into look at the collision.
Oh, yeah, he got drilled. Oh, that's
this is back, I think, 95, 96.
All right.
And this is when Coach Anthony Coleman was playing for Palmdale. Little Rock had a tight end named Dan Marino, who spelled his name just like the Hall of Famer.
You got me excited there.
And they played almost to this day. They almost played 28 years ago on this day. They played November 8th, 1995 for the auto berth that year out of the Golden League. Those two players matched up against each other, and they kind of knew each other.
They're great quarterbacks.
Yeah, but they knew they had the same names. But so Coach Coleman was a senior when the other Drew Bledsoe was a freshman, and his father was the longtime head coach at Palmdale. And Palmdale is kind of like Ramona, neighborhood school with a great football tradition. They play in a league, the Golden League, which is very regional out there, kind of Antelope Valley, I guess you call it.
Yes.
Santa Clarita out that way. Now I know the River Valley League is changing next year.
The River Valley League is losing. They're losing Hillcrest and Arlington. And then Supa Dupa Harupa Valley comes in with Rubidoux.
And we were talking with Ken Mashinsky, and he was mentioning that they're going to play Hillcrest. I don't know. I don't want to get him in trouble, but I think they're scheduled to play Hillcrest non-league last year.
Yeah, that's okay.
And it kind of threw me for a loop.
But I like what Ken Mashinsky's doing. He's playing all Riverside teams.
So they're playing Poly next year.
Poly.
They're playing Hillcrest, Arlington,
yes,
and North. And North. So the officials still shake it up a little bit. 5:40 to play in the third quarter, 38-7 in favor of Ramona. Quarterfinal round, Division 11, CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championship. So just a couple of weeks left, Jeff. Semis next week and then the finals.
I can't handle it. What am I going to do with my time? Oh, I have basketball. Darn it. I want football to go year-round.
All right, order restored. By the way, how's Luke's team doing? You find out?
Yeah, they got beat again.
Oh, it's too bad.
They were winless. They made the playoffs. Winless made the playoffs, and they're out.
So from the 31, it's a 1st and 10 for Palmdale. Mason. Rolling, looking, throwing it over the middle. Intercepted by Troy Long. Long picks it off at the 45-yard line. He is still going, and he'll get inside the 30. Second interception by Ramona. The first was the pick six by Royce Mendoza, and Troy Long, the sophomore, getting into the act.
Well, this defense has been great the last 2 weeks. Just kind of RCC-esque.
Another look at it here. Gabe Guzman is the defensive coordinator. Young guy. He actually played on that 2017 Ramona team. That's Coach Mashinsky's first team. That's a great athletic play. Look how high up he got for that. And then Michael Perez got tangled up with Anthony Cacao. Hopefully Cacao's okay. They're tending to him right now on the field, and Long brings it back. Remember, Troy Long was a freshman last year. They brought him up to the playoffs to return kicks, and that experiment didn't last long. That's okay, because it's working out for him this year as a sophomore.
Well, he's been great all season. Coach Mashinsky has had high praise for him since
great
the summer.
Football IQ, hard worker, and you like to see that. And, that's kind of how he's building this program, Jeff. But anyway, yeah, Gabe Guzman played on Ken Mashinsky's first team. And remember, that was the year that the River Valley League had the 5-way tie for first place.
And La Sierra got second.
Yeah, no.
Oh, River Valley
got second. But what threw it for a loop was when Ramona upset Norda Vista that year.
That's right.
So 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Tolbert running right into the teeth of the defense, and he's tackled. Making the play for Palmdale, Angelo Nandosa, the junior.
They gave him a 1 yard, about a foot.
So Tolbert, 113 yards now on 11 carries.
113 yards and a foot.
And 2 touchdowns today. Clock will wind down. Big lead for the Rams here on their home field. 2nd down. Back to Tolbert. And this he'll twist down inside the 20, have a first down. 18-yard line, so give him about a 12-yard pickup on the play.
He is running with so much confidence. Great to watch him, like I said, watch him blossom.
Yeah, again, it all starts up front with the big boys. Aaron Diaz, Joel Nunez, Ian Stevens, Richard Mora, and Nadal Salman doing a great job.
Aaron Diaz's grandparents came up and said hello to me before the game. I'm wearing my Ramona hat that they gave me. Great people.
Tolbert again, making the tackle inside the big fella Dana Walker for Palmdale.
Sincere Tolbert. Oh, he grabbed that
left calf, but he's back in there, so no worse for the wear. Instead, here's the throw to the outside. Complete. As a touchdown. Cody Shiner with a catch and run from 18 yards out.
Shiner, 2 weeks in a row, has been fantabulous.
Touchdown, Ramona, 3:37 to play in the third quarter. Shiner had a 40-yard touchdown catch last week, and he will not be denied on that one. Second catch of the game for Shiner, his first touchdown. So 10 of 14 now through the air as Acosta, 167 yards. Jose Martinez on to try the extra point, 44-7. Ramona looks like they're building up a head of steam to head to the Division 11 semifinals.
And another kick.
So we've seen him go 18 for 18 over the last 3 weeks, and there's the throw outside to Shiner. And one shot at him. That was the freshman trying to make the tackle, Zason Walker, but he got by him and into the end zone for the touchdown. Shiner, who may end up being the quarterback next year, Jeff, for the Rams as Jeremiah Acosta is graduating.
Oh, I'll tell you what, they just seem to replace one with another. The great Nate Johnson, I'm sure, is watching up from, he's getting into that fraternity stuff up at UC Santa Barbara. So he's probably hanging out with his frat brothers, watching his dad and his former teammates doing some damage.
You got to be happy.
Hey, better be happy. I don't know why he wouldn't be. Maybe because Acosta's playing so great. A little jealousy.
He didn't strike me as a jealous kind of guy.
No, not me either. He's not.
He had his run.
He's like the nicest guy in the world. But who would have thunk it? No Bo Bruins, no Nate Johnson.
So from the 20-yard line up to about the 35 is the return. Yeah, no, I mean, and during the regular season, Jeff, 5-5, 2-3 in league, but they lost a couple of close games. They had the one possession game you called against JW North. They lost by 5 to Patriot. They lost by 1 point to Hillcrest. And that was interesting. That's a game that Ken Michigan said, hey, that's on me. It was about 90 seconds left, and they scored the go-ahead touchdown. They'd been flagged earlier for a sideline warning. So Ken Mashinsky wanted to make sure they did not get the regular flag on the sideline. He's monitoring the sideline and realized, I should have gone for 2 because it was 15-14. What does it matter if you have, 16 or 15? It doesn't really matter because a field goal beats you either way. And then Hillcrest rallied and kicked a field goal to win that one 17-16. Cacao in motion. Mason out of the shotgun, looking down the field. Throws to the outside to Anthony Cacao and incomplete. It brings up second down.
And there hasn't been a lot of penalties called really on both sides tonight. It's been a pretty clean game.
Looking at Palmdale's opponent, they've had 5 playoff opponents, okay? Eisenhower, Orange Vista, Quartz Hill. I'm sorry, no, they didn't. They didn't play Orange Vista. They played Eisenhower. They played Quartz Hill, who's in their league. They played Culver City, who's in D4. They're playing Capital Valley tonight. You mentioned Oak Hills, who's playing Warren tonight in D3. And then Highland, of course, who's playing the Brentwood School in D8. And actually, it's interesting. They were talking about last week against Bellflower playing ball control. When I talked to Coach Coleman today, he said, listen, we want to spread it out, get the ball to the playmakers. I'm guessing because he had a couple of guys back that he didn't expect to have back. Throws to the outside, and Barrios on the coverage, completed to Brian Tula. So Tula normally wears 0, wearing 20 today, and he's out of bounds. He's also a guy that had been in and out with injuries for Palmdale. So give him a 5-yard pickup. 3rd and 5 for the Falcons. Connolly Wimberly split out to the near side. He's got a touchdown catch today. And Cacao in the near slot. Chalk shifts up, and here's Cacao in motion. Here's the snap. Here comes the pressure. Here's the throw. It's complete to Cisneros. He'll have the first down to near midfield. And he's a big-time receiver. He's kind of their big game hunter, Jeff. He averaged about 17 yards a catch, had 5 touchdowns. Caught a touchdown last week against Bellflower, but Ramona has done a nice job on him on the outside.
They've really shut down the entire offense. This is the best run they've had on this drive right now we've seen in a while. 21
to a touchdown for Patriot, and they're within a field goal of Poly, 24-21.
And then I believe I heard that King was up 35-0.
So King has kind of gone on one of those runs. Here's the throw to the outside. Incomplete. Tula was the intended receiver. Mendoza was there on the coverage. Had some help over top as well. 2nd and 10 coming up. Peter Mesa, I think, was back in coverage as well. How about King? So they're up 31-0. That means 66-6 over the last 2 weeks. So Jason McMahon's team doing some nice things.
Now, I'll tell you what, I think he has two of the best football players in the city. And Blake Bowen and of course, Sam Green. You think their quarterback is fantastic as well.
I'm a Joshua Harper guy because of his story.
Great story.
He's a senior who waited his turn, and now he's getting a chance to lead his team to the playoffs. 2nd and 10. Mason dropping way back, gets by Mena, and now he'll weave to midfield, and he'll throw it off balance, and it's nearly caught by Tula. Almost an incredible play. I mean, scrambling around back there like Roger the Dodger is Joseph Mason. Oh my, and nearly completes it.
Yeah, Zaragoza was spinning around here, nearly catches it.
And Mena, he's no joke. And Mason, I harkened back. When I was a kid, it was Randall Cunningham, maybe Michael Vick, somebody like that. Elusive. You want to go old school, Fran Tarkenton or Roger Staubach. That's a great play there by Mason. Just couldn't quite finish it with the completion to Tula. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Falcons. Give it to Palmdale. They're still, lining it up and going play to play here. Down 45-7 here in the 3rd quarter. Option. The ball's loose. Right back into the hands of Mason, who will get to midfield and he'll bring up 4th down. And listen, I know the score, we're calling the game here, kind of looks ridiculous, but how many big comebacks? In college football in particular, we've seen some wacky comebacks. I was just at Stanford, and I was talking to Troy Clarity, who's the voice of Stanford, that Colorado game when Stanford trailed 29-0 at the half and came back to win.
Boy, that must have been a fun game to call.
And the funny thing is he didn't call it.
He didn't?
Because he was doing a national game that week.
Oh.
He didn't get a chance to call that one, and that's what he said to me. He's like, I watched it. I didn't get a chance to call it. 4th down. Falcons going to go. Mason running for his life. He'll unload it down the field. Incomplete. Ball over on downs to Ramona. Rams, Jeff, have done a good job getting pressure.
They have really. I think it's the best defense we've seen Ramona play in the last couple of years. They're on a roll here.
Look at their defense. They're young, but they do have some seniors there. Angel Barrios, a senior. Gabriel Sherrod is one of the defensive tackles. Peter Mesa, a senior. Obviously, Royce Mendoza, Torres, Perez, all in the defensive backfield, all seniors. We did not see Jordan Daniel today. Should have asked Coach Mashinsky about him. Hopefully he's not hurt. Valenzuela split out to the far side as the offense takes over for the Rams from just inside midfield. 49-yard line of Palmdale. Straight up the middle is Tolbert. Runs right into Mark Edwards Jr., among others, for the Falcons. 2nd down coming up. Get up to the 46-yard line. 4 more yards for Sincere Tolbert.
Oh, somebody's hurt. Looks like a Falcon is down on the field. He's able to get up on his own. Yeah, that's good.
That's Shahab Muhammad. And Coach Coleman had a lot of praise for him. He said, he's not a big guy. He's the guy who likes playing football. He gets sideline to sideline, just makes tackles. Muhammad, a junior, had 20 tackles last week against Bellflower in their 40-38, where they needed every one of them. 170-pound junior. We'll tick down to the end of the 3rd quarter here. Here's the give. This is Peter Mesa. Mesa to the second level, inside the 35. They'll mark him down to the 33-yard line, so a 13-yard pickup and a first down.
So there you go, talking about that low center of gravity, and then you go with Tolbert and Mesa.
I mean, he's a guy you root for, too. He's a senior who's kind of done everything that he's been asked by this coaching staff, and you always like when players like that are rewarded on the back end. Tackle made by Zason Walker, and nice to see him finish up his career with this playoff run. So we come to the end of the third quarter, 45 for Ramona, 7 for Palmdale. We'll step aside and come back with the fourth quarter after this. The CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championships Division 11 quarterfinal. Ramona leads Palmdale. We're back after this. Alma Mater doing okay tonight, Jeff.
They're playing pretty well. I hope they don't ask me to ever speak at any of their games, pre-games ever again, though.
You just refuse to.
I refuse to run, and I refuse to speak.
So it'll be 1st and 10, the 33-yard line for Ramona. Start the fourth quarter here, a 45-7 lead for the Rams, who were dominant last week, and they've picked up right where they left off. You know, week 10, the loss to Norte Vista, and there was some serious doubt. Hey, are the Rams even going to get into the playoffs? But they've gotten in, and they've done a good job here in Division 11. You know, after last week, the strength of schedule for Ramona, the teams they've played have a nearly 57% winning percentage.
So our referee is down. He's done for the day.
Mesa. Well, Jimmy Hamilton, hopefully he's okay. And Mesa gets about 3 to the 30-yard line. Clock continues to move. Sorry, that was Tolbert. Excuse me. Sorry, I was trying to locate the official. We have the official sitting on the bench, so the crew is one man short. And we have a Palmdale Falcon down. That's Tijon Lyons, a senior defensive lineman. And it's got to be tough. I mean, you're a senior. It's a cold night on the road. And, you know, obviously the score not in your favor. And it's got to hurt. I mean, you worked so hard. And this team, meaning this school, Palmdale, is just a great tradition of football. And they've had such success recently. We mentioned semifinals in each of the last 3 playoffs when there was a playoff. Made the playoffs every year since 2001, have reached 11 semifinals and 2 CIF finals. You know, kind of very similar, you know, a local school out there in that Antelope Valley, kind of Santa Clarita area, and just like kind of the Riverside, kind of greater Riverside, Moreno Valley area here with all those kind of local football schools.
Yeah, that's an incredible stat of making the playoffs every single season. Like you said, the very young team, I'm sure they're going to come back strong next year, but 3 straight semifinal appearances is pretty incredible.
Here's Valenzuela. Valenzuela inside the 25. They'll bring him down about the 23-yard line. About a 10-yard pickup on the play, very close to a first down. Needed to get inside. We'll see where they mark him. They're going to mark him right at the marker. Needed to get inside the 24. They're going to put the ball right on the 24-yard line. That's Cacao, I think, who made the tackle. So 3rd and short from the 24. Valenzuela with his 5th catch on the game. 101 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Tolbert hurdles for the first down, now cuts outside. Tolbert to the pylon. Is he in? Touchdown. 24-yard touchdown run for Sincere Tolbert. Third trip to pay dirt. 52-7, 51-7 in favor of Ramona.
Boy, Tolbert has just really impressed me, more so than anybody. As a running back who's gotten better and better over the year, just really.
I mean, saving his best for last. 220 yards last week and a couple touchdowns this week. 153 yards I have him for unofficially and 3 touchdowns. And the PAT is good.
So how many is he hitting in a row?
7 for 7 today. 10 for 10 last week, and then he was 1 for 1 PATs against Norte Vista. He's also made his last 2 field goals. And look at the downfield blocking there by Brandon Ruiz. And just inside the pylon, touchdown Ramona. So the Rams over the last 2 weeks, Jeff, outscoring their opponents 122-20.
Wow, that's like an RCC score. We haven't even mentioned the game for tomorrow. Can we talk about that a little?
For all the marbles, we're going to be on the air at noon from Velox Stadium, and a league title will be decided, and more than likely the number 1 seed in the upcoming state playoffs. Had a chance to talk to Tom Kraft on Thursday, and he's looking forward to it. 70th all-time meeting between Fullerton College and Riverside City College.
Didn't you say he was jovial?
Yeah, he was joking around a little bit, yeah.
Wow.
As much as a guy like Tom Kraft, he's not a jokey guy. Jose Martinez booms it from the 6-yard line. Up to the 20. They'll mark him just inside the 20. And I guess the running clock, Jeff.
The running clock is in effect. I think once it goes over 40 in the fourth quarter, I think that's mainly for safety concerns, of course.
Well, if you've stayed with us, thank you guys. I know there's other games going on. I mean, obviously that Poly game looks like it's a barn burner. We can get an update on that one. And then obviously King dominating today out in Los Angeles. I was going to say, with all the traveling I've been doing recently, Jeff, maybe we should have just done the King game out there.
You could have walked to.
You could have, but then we had RCC tomorrow, so I would have had to come out to Riverside anyway. Here's the give to Chalk, and Chalk diving forward over the 30-yard line. They had a great run with Chalk earlier. I don't know. I was wondering why they went away from him, but I guess we mentioned. Remember, he's not really a running back, more of a wide receiver. And I wonder, obviously, Anthony Coleman, concerned about his players, although Chalk is a senior, you don't want the wear and tear to get up, too high on him. So they mark to the 32, and Chalk again with the carry. Hurdles over the 40-yard line.
Wow.
That's some athleticism right there.
He looked like he was about 10 feet, 15 feet in the air. That was cool looking.
So it looks like Ramona back to the CIF Southern Section semifinal for the first time, Jeff, since 2019, when they won and went to the final before losing to Esperanza. The toss, Chalk gets outside, breaks one tackle, and now Peter Mesa grabs hold of him. He'll have the first down. All the way into Ramona territory, so about a dozen yards on the run, and the sticks move up. So a wait to see the winner, and we can get an update. Quartz Hill against against Linfield Christian, who's from Temecula. Linfield Christian knocked off Hillcrest last week. First down. Mason launching down the field. Incomplete. Here comes the flag. We'll see. I'm guessing that'll be on Ramona.
Yeah, it should be a PI. But the clock still runs.
So Ramona up big. At last we checked, King up big. Poly and Patriot in a bit of a Donnybrook over at Rubidoux High. Our friend Kevin Corden probably out there in attendance. He's the principal of Rubidoux. Remember, started the Patriot football program and
That's
very
right.
friendly with Chris Fowler. In fact, his son is on Coach Fowler's staff.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's the D coordinator. First down, the toss to Chalk, and it's on the turf. Chalk dives on it and gets it. Loss back to about the 34-yard line. If you want to get all the updated scores and the brackets and everything, make sure you stay tuned to the Friday Night Pep Rally. Jeff Gorham, Pep Fernandez, John Rice, we're bringing you all the information. Bad snap, though, right into Chalk's hands. And then coming in and making the tackle, Angel Torres for Ramona as the clock continues to move.
How athletic was that move by Chalk? Quick hands.
He's a player. That's the first guy Batdorf asked about. Hey, tell me about number 9. You know, coach just come on there. I said, no, coach, he's a senior. There's no way he's playing for you next year, Dad. I'm teasing, please. Nobody take that seriously.
It's so funny, though.
Chalk, defensive starter as well. And, you know, both teams, they have some guys going both ways on both sides, Jeff, because it's that time of year, right?
You have to. You got to play your absolute best. So it could be a rival to end all rivals.
The ball again on the turf, and Chalk recovers it at the 40-yard line. 4th down upcoming for Palmdale.
So Riverside Poly is in the semifinal as they have just beaten the Patriot Warriors 24-21.
How about that?
Wow.
Congratulations, Jerron Gilbert and the Bears. They will play again.
I want you to think about this. We saw them lose to Arlington High School earlier this year. But, man, how good is their running back and how they have really kind of pulled themselves together here.
Joanna Rodriguez gets the shot. She's in the near slot for Palmdale. Rodriguez is a senior getting into the game. Mason launches. Incomplete. Mendoza making the play down the field, and the ball over on downs to Ramona. Now, you're never supposed to comment on a girl's height or weight, but it looks weird on the roster, right? It's number 34, Joanna Rodriguez. She's a senior, 4'10", 98 pounds. Pretty cool that Coach Coleman got her out on the field.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Playoffs, it's kind of a chilly Thursday night, very football-y atmosphere here.
Yes.
Under the Friday night lights. That's a cool moment. I mean, especially because the history of the Palmdale program, right? It's a proud program, and they've always been very successful, and they take care of their folks like that. Hats off to Anthony Coleman and his staff. Tolbert slithers up to the 45-yard line. And the clock will wind down, another Ramona victory. So the Rams will go to 7-5 on the year, and they will await their opponent in next week's semifinal. And you'll have all that information on the pep rally tonight.
I can't wait to talk about this one. This is going to be a fun evening. Gazal.
And then we got to turn around tomorrow and call another football game.
I love those games, too. We got a big one tomorrow. Huge one tomorrow.
4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. They'll turn and give to Tolbert. So 3rd down coming up, a minute to play. As the clock winds down to 30 seconds. new quarterback in, the ball snapped back, and he'll make a bunch of new friends. They're all Falcons back to the 45-yard line, and I'm guessing that'll be the last snap of the evening. 52-7 the final. Ramona moving on in Division 11. CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championships. The Rams play another week. Palmdale finishes off their year 7-5. Their first year they didn't get to the CIF Southern Section semifinal since 2018. What a run for the Rams, Jeff.
Wow, it has been fun to watch them. 27 new players, 18 starters for this Ramona team after you lose one of the best quarterbacks and running backs in the state of California, and they have just really rebounded, and what a great year for the Rams.
So the Rams close it out here. We'll await Ken Mashinsky potentially for a post game. But what a night for Riverside football, Jeff.
Oh, it's great. I mean, you look at Riverside Poly still alive. You know, I like to make fun of them. You have King is still alive. You have CSDR who's still battling. They started late. But, man, the city of Riverside in the last few years, I think we had 6 winners last year in the first round of the playoffs. This year we have 4 teams that are still alive in the semifinals. Pretty darn fun.
I mean, I'm trying to think, when's the last time Riverside had 3 teams advance to the semifinals?
I can't remember. We could have 4 at the end of the night as well.
Big night for Jake Valenzuela. Big night for Jeremiah Acosta. And looks like we have Ken Mashinsky. Coach, are we just going to keep doing this? Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I sure as heck hope so. Hey, I heard you guys talking, so I'm guessing that King won and Pauly won and Ramona won. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That is fantastic. How about that for the city of Riverside right there?
We were saying, we're wondering when the last time was that 3 teams in the city advanced to the CIF semifinal. I'm guessing those years that North won back in the 06-07. I know you guys, when you were at King, you went to the semifinal. You played North, in fact, in the semifinal.
Yeah.
I think 07.
That was 2008, yeah.
07, 8, yeah. So, first of all, your quarterback. I mean, we talked about him ad nauseum, but the senior, 1-year starter, and I joked with you because you told me he was kind of reluctant to play the position, and it feels like he's really become the leader of this team, Coach.
Yeah, and you said it perfectly. He is the leader of the team and definitely the leader of our offense. Jeremiah played great, and he is a warrior. He took some hits, but got back up every time, threw some nice balls. Really proud of him. He played a great game.
We talked about it earlier. Jeff and I talked about, Gabe Guzman, who's your defensive coordinator. He was on that team that you coached your first year at Ramona in 2017 when you beat Norte Vista and caused that wacky 5-way tie.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the relationship like, Coach? I mean, he's an ex-player of yours, but you got the defense. He's got your defense playing so well. They were so dialed in over these last 2 weeks. I mean, they held San Gregorio, who's no joke, to 13 points. And this Falcon team, their offense is pretty good. They got some weapons, and you kind of really throttled them. They only had the one score.
Right, yeah, the defense just came out and played lights out. I told the team a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, that Ramona is peaking right now. We are playing better than we ever have, and offensively and defensively, we showed it tonight. And now we have a little bit of a road trip, but we're going to prepare and come out strong in this semifinal game.
So you know you're going to Quartz Hill next week?
We do, yeah. We know We're going up to Quartz Hill. It's supposed to be raining. It's a grass field. We're going to prepare for it and get ready for them.
Number 1 seed against the Rams, who came in the number 5 seed on the road. It's going to be tough, but you know what? You're going to have to play tough teams to get to the final. Last thing from me, can you take me through the development of Sincere Tolbert? He's really the last 2 games. I had him unofficially today for 153. He had 220 last week. I mean, and you get him back next year.
Yeah, that kid's a stud. I mean, if you look at him, he just looks like just a regular old guy. But I'll tell you, you put the ball in his hands, and he runs extremely hard, and he's hard to bring down. Again, it's great to coach a kid like that. He's such a coachable young man, and it's a pleasure to watch him play.
And then, I forget, my buddy here, my partner Jeff has an affection for kickers. Jose Martinez. Now, because we always talk about, hey, you have coaches on campus, right? But you were able to recruited him off campus, correct?
Actually, my quarterback coach, Matt Casey, was the boys soccer coach, and he recruited Jose to come out. And Jose, again, just like our team right now, Jose's just getting better and better and better every week. So, our team's peaking at the right time, and, we're looking forward to going up to Quartz Hill and battling it out up there.
Well, so good luck next week going up there, playing in the
Thank
grass,
you.
on the rain. If you need to stop over on the west side in between, I'm available. Hopefully I'll be working next week, but congratulations. Good luck next week, and it's what a run you guys have been on. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, and congratulations also to Riverside Poly and the Riverside King. Let's represent the city.
That's Ken Mashinsky joining us on the post game. 52-7, the Rams moving on to the semifinal. Jeff, you are our resident Ramona alum here. Final thoughts on the win tonight?
I'm just really, really happy for this team, and you thought the cupboard was bare coming in with all the new kids coming in, but man, what a great finish so far. A lot to be said, a lot more to go, but a great finish here in the city of Riverside.
Okay, so they're on the road next week. If they're home for the final, I got to ask you the question. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Yes.
Will you paint the face?
Oh, I'll paint the face.
Okay, if they get to the final,
I'll
Jeff
paint
Gorham,
the face.
I don't want you to cut off your finger, but you'll paint the face.
I'll paint the face.
You got to support the team, right?
Yes, I will.
52-7, the final here tonight. Make sure you stay tuned for the Friday Night Pep Rally at 11 o'clock, where Pep and Jeff will break it all down with John Rice, and they'll bring you all the finals in terms of the playoff brackets and the final scores. 3 Riverside teams advancing to the CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championship semifinal. 2 of them in Division 11 and King in Division 7. For Jeff Gorham and our entire award-winning Riverside TV crew, my name is Ghazal Hassan. The final again, Ramona 52, Palmdale 7. We'll talk to you next week. So long, everybody.